Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? I know I saw Nikki. She had to go to sleep. It's I don't know, 1:30 in the flipping morning there. But I appreciate her stopping by. Everybody said hello. Hey, Ron, E.T., Johnny, how you doing? Brock, of course, Tommy J. Who else? Robert Mack. John, is it John? Hooker, how you doing? Glad you could make it in. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Goings Gray, of course. And Black Sheep. I guess we got the times right. He had sent me an email saying I had the wrong day, and then he said, "Oh, it was his thing." But luckily he did, because when I first put it up, I put it up as 8:30 p.m. So thanks for letting me know that, Black Sheep. Who else? Nikki. There's Nikki, and Al's here, I think. And who else? I think that's it. I think I caught everybody. Ron, did I catch you? And Andy, I think I did. Anyway, I think I got everybody. What's the sound like? I think it sounds okay. Maybe I'll move it there. Maybe that's a little better. Anyway, hey Wombat. Wombat? Oh yeah, hey there. How you doing? Good morning to you. So let's see. To sum up the morning, what did I do? I started a video. They started actually working on the Thai kitchen, laying some block yesterday. And I didn't actually shoot anything yesterday, so I went out this morning, and before they got here, they should be here about 9, so maybe in a half hour, and took a video and kind of explained where and what everything's going to be and where it's going to be. There's going to be a big, two big sliders, one on each side, so we can pass through, because like I'd said, that's pretty much the main thoroughway in front of the house, on the right side of the house. So it should be nice. All the materials, the rest of the material is supposed to be here today. The 2 windows that are going to go in, and the 2 sliders, and some other material. So I will do a whole video on that. After that's done, we'll start on the plunge pool. I've got the video started on the cost of the house. Very, very little started, but I have started at putting together some numbers and stuff like that. I think I'm going to be pretty close, like I had said, without the pool and all that kind of stuff, just for the house and that kind of stuff. Going to be about 2.8, I think. But anyway, I'll break it down as much as I can, so that everybody, in case they have they want to know. I know I would, if I'm thinking about building something or pondering it, or, whatever, I'd like to see prices. That's why I think a lot of people like the videos where people are walking through the macro and stuff. They want to know what am I going to have to spend for pasta when I get to Thailand. But yeah, so it should be good. Hey, Zoe, how you doing? Meatloaf for some nostalgia. Yeah, that was my era, pretty much my era. Got a full cup of coffee. And ready to go. Who said the sound? Ron said the sound's good. Cool. And of course, I can't get any better on the video. 720 or whatever is going to be it. So, what else? I was talking to some people before I went on today. My wife is bugging me. She took my mother and father-in-law yesterday to get the Pfizer booster, and I had I had read my whatever, I got the book, the orange book from the government. I had read it at the date as November. That was the when the shot was whatever produced. I don't know. Anyway, it was September, so I'm hearing 5 months on the booster. So it'll be 5 months in February 16th. So I could have actually probably went yesterday. They went, and what the good thing about it was, although my wife says we need to go fairly soon, there was no one there. I mean, they were in an out and a half hour with nobody. She showed me pictures of the place and no one sitting around doing anything. But what her friends are telling her, they're going to start shortly with the Pfizer, I think. Um, giving it to the kids, the young kids. So she said once that starts, it's going to be booked up and packed again. So if I miss something again, guys, put it up because I'm kind of rambling. Hey T, how you doing? Let's see. Anybody ask me? Gator Jake. Hello, is Jake here? I didn't see him in here. He must be. Oh, there you are. He said hi to everybody. Very cool. So I'm going to probably go, I don't know, maybe next week. I know that Chuck just put out a video on getting his new, or his extension, his 1 year retirement visa. I need to do that too. The second week of February. So I'm going to I'll learn by Chuck's mistakes and go ahead and order up my my 1 year bank statement right as soon as February, because that's when they're going to want it. And then of course I think you have to go there. My wife knows. You have to go there the day you're going to go to immigration. You need to go there and have your book updated to that date. And they want to see that too. It has to be done that day, I believe. And I'll kind of do a video on it, something short. Hopefully I won't run into, hey David, how you doing? I won't run into I told Chuck I'd give him $1,000 for his video that he didn't put out on the whole day he spent there. I think he got a little aggravated. I probably would have too. But it should be interesting. So I'll do a video on that also, and hopefully mine will go smooth. I know he just waited. I think he got it because he's behind. I think it was on Monday, the video that came out this morning, and he had to get it signed. But I know that if you haven't watched the one before, what had, I guess, made both of them aggravated, and I guess Paige handled it, was that because the gentleman wasn't there to sign, the person that needed to sign his deal, that they said you got to come out back on Monday and do all the paperwork all over again. And I guess Paige had about enough at that point and handled it. So he got it anyway, according to the video this morning that I watched. Let's see. So anyway, so I'll be going for the booster shot. I'll probably do a little short thing, probably a short on that, sticking it out. I want to thank everybody again for the all the donations and stuff that you have given for the school. And as it turns out, my wife's cousin, her best friend, is coming to Surin. She's going to come here after work tonight. They're going, I guess her mom had an operation on her knee, so they're going to discuss on when and what they're going to do. But right now my wife wants to feed them noodles and some kind of a nice meal. The ice cream follow that, and then she wants to give some kind of either a piece of clothing or a blanket to each one of them. There's 150 of them. So between our money and everything that's come in, we have enough to do that, I think. So we're going to go over that, or she's going to do it. I don't have to do anything, thank God, except just give her money. But other than that, so we've been talking about it for a long time, so that's going to go through, and I'll do a video on that too. Hey Cobus, how you doing? What else? They did that wall yesterday. They also ran the float to keep the water level in the temporary pond. They ran another spigot right over by the filters behind it. And then off of that, they ran the line over to the float actually in the pond. And so it's already looked great this morning, because it leaks, like I told you, but it was a pain trying to go over there every day and put a hose in there and fill up, this much water. but now it shouldn't be a problem. And what else did they do? They did a couple of today. I'm going to have them, besides working on the Thai kitchen. I have a big box that I'm going to use when I do the koi pond or the pool, whatever. It's big, and maybe 7 inches deep. Um, it's a weather type box, and so I'm going to put my controllers for the pumps in the temporary pond mounted against that wall, including the feed electrical inside there, because I don't want any problems. And then down at the end, I got to make a box for the air pump. I'll just go down to the plastic store and get a tote of some kind, cut some stuff in there that I don't think water is going to get into, drill some holes in the bottom, put it up on 2 blocks, set the air, because those air pumps are $100. So, if they get ruined, it's $100 is $100. Especially when I'm building this pond. This pond's going to take a lot of money. But and then so is the plunge pool's going to be a little bit too. I'm hoping that I can keep the Thai kitchen at a reasonable amount. Question Gator has. Dave, can you put the names in there? Yeah, I don't. I'm horrible. You'd think I would know how to do that, but I don't. If you go to the About in the page, there's a deal to the PayPal, a link. And people have been giving $2, $5. There was one big giant donation that I'm not going to say anything about until I get a message from the individual making sure that he wants it known. And then, like I said before, if you guys do, and you don't have to give anything, by the way, but if you do, put in there, what it's for, what you want it to go for, and if you want if you want me to say, hey, Gator Jake donated, or Gator Jake gave, 2.7 million, or whatever, let me know when you do it. But it's in there. I don't know. Maybe Brock can do it. You'd think as a moderator on other channels, I would know how to do that. I got to learn. Maybe I'll have Brock teach me after the deal today. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Carl Travel Dude, how are you? Glad you could make it in. So, hopefully, I'm hoping to be done with the Thai kitchen, at least to where it's inside, the tiles on the ground, the tiles up on the counter, and the sinks operable and all that, and then the ends put on so that it's kind of sealed up, so she has a place to start putting all her stuff, because everything right now is out in the backyard exposed to the weather. She has motorcycle covers over all her stuff. So, and she's the one that cooks most of my food. Although my wife, she cooked my breakfast, my sliced tomato, scrambled eggs. She does a good job on that. So it'll be nicer when it's in there, because they're little. I've made it kind of known that that's my kitchen in there and my refrigerator. So they're kind of scared to go in there and do anything. But hey, Bob, how you doing? I'm saying hello to everyone. Sorry, T. And and I know, Brock, I think you said your foot was better, right? You need good display, government criticism. Maybe give us an update on that. I think maybe I'll put a link up later on after I'm done rambling to see who wants to come. A quick deal on that. I kind of been talking to some people about people coming on the panel that have bad connections and don't have things sorted out. And I did talk to Baldy, because I felt bad because he left, and then I thought he was going to come back in and try some stuff, but he didn't. So I sent him on one of his videos. Man, I'm more than willing to do because I can do a StreamYard record only, but I don't even have to record, and I can have people come in and that's what I did with Chuck. We kind of farted around with StreamYard, and I can help anybody with microphone, trying to get stuff to sound good or whatever. I'm more than willing to do that because I'm retired and I got more time than I know what to do. So, and I want people to come on, but it's kind of annoying, I think, when one's crackling and you got something's not hooked up right or whatever. So what I'm saying right now to everybody that's watching, if you want to go to my email, which is koidoctor1@gmail.com. You can look in the About tab on the page, and send me saying, yeah, I'd like to do that. How do we do it? And send me I'll get your email, and I can send you little invites to this, just between me and you. It doesn't go anywhere, and I'm not recording it or anything, and help work with the thing sounding better. Because otherwise, if I get 3 or 4 people on, and it's hard enough trying to keep people from talking over each other, then also having a bad connection, bad video, bad audio. But like I said, I'm more than willing to. Like in Baldy's case, we're going to do that. Hopefully he'll come on. But I saw a video first live that he did with his phone, and it was perfect. So it's definitely his laptop or his home computer, and that he said he ordered another mic, and of course he was, don't worry about it, Dave. But I felt bad. I go, man, he didn't come back on. I hope he didn't think I was kicking him to the curb or something. So anyway, if you do, go to the about, look at my email, which I say is easy, koidoctor1@gmail.com, and send me a, yeah, I want to do that. I'll send you a link. We'll schedule a time or whatever, and we can come on and work out both audio, visual, if we can. Like I said, he ordered this mic that I just got. I know people don't have a lot of money, but this USB mic, which I think sounds really good, was, if you buy it without the arm and without this arm and all that crap, it's under 500 baht. So it's under $15. $15 is $15, but at least it's within, reason. You're not a James Chocolate Man in Thailand $300 microphone. So anyway, I'm willing to do that. I want to do that because I want the whole thing is for this channel is everybody's channel, and I want everybody to want and be able to come on and, hey Dave, how you doing? Hey Brock, how I got a question. What about this? And that's what it's all about to me, anyway. So, what is he saying? Also, maybe, yeah. But I was really surprised because when I looked at Baldy's, compared to Baldy's, his video when he does it on his indoor computer is horrible, and his sound is horrible. But when he did his first, this is my first live on his phone, it was fine. The audio was good, and it was a phone, but it was more than acceptable. Dave's email, cool. Thanks for putting that up, Jake. Good to know. I may do that. Yeah, any time, Grays. Even if you want to just come on and check and see what it's going to be. You can also come on and just talk. If you shut your camera off, it just comes up with a little, brown Dave, thing, and you can't see anything. Because some people don't want to be seen. I don't really want to, but hey Bob, thanks for becoming a member. I will do something soon. I don't know exactly what it is, but I kind of had it in my mind when I get to 20. I think we're maybe at 12 or 13 members. I will do something. Yeah, me and Tommy were kind of talking about that. I thought that was the best way to do it. Thanks, Tommy. So, let's see. Did I ramble enough? Let me have a drink of coffee. It should be interesting, the video of the Thai kitchen. It's going to be more interesting doing the plunge pool, but sorry, I'm getting something in my ear. It should be interesting. It's going to be a lot more expensive, obviously. I'm guessing, and I'll do a breakdown on all of them. But the breakdown on the Thai kitchen, what I'm hoping for with labor and everything's going to be about 35,000 baht. And that's going to include the tile, the labor, the countertop, the sink. We have the refrigerator, we have the cooktop, we have all that stuff from the other house that I had in my inside kitchen, which was basically a small bedroom. Everybody's thanking it. Good. Hey, TW and living in Udon. I'm still planning on coming on the 4th. I got to talk to my buddy. I was hoping he was going to pop in one of these, but I guess I'm going to have to send him messengers because I know he wasn't feeling all that great. But we're going to be right outside of there for that her seminar or whatever it is. So I figured we'd make it a 3-day deal going to Udon for 2 days. So I definitely will let you know if you're interested, T and W, of maybe having a coffee or something. I'm not a big drinker. I will drink one beer, But like I said, I don't get intoxicated. I do have the ability, thank God, to be able to have one or two margaritas and stop. Otherwise, Mexican food would never be the same if I couldn't sit down and have a margarita or two. So I'm lucky. So if you want to do that, let me know. What did David say here? I got the third Pfizer shot 2 weeks ago. 3 months, okay, after my second shot. Sarin Hospital. In and out in under an hour. Yeah, I go to Sarin Hospital, the government hospital. I'm gathering you probably know better than me. I always get them confused. Because my doctor said my medication would be cheaper if I went there. And we just went about, about two, let me see, one, two, seven, very short, a little while ago we went there. Sorry, I got stuck. I was thinking about three things at the same time. And I did see the line for that, and it looked like it was quick in and out, which is cool. Everything here in Sarin right now, but what my wife had said, like I said, is she's saying that if I don't get it done, which I'll probably go maybe Monday or Tuesday or something, because they're going to start vaccinating all the kids. And once they do that, it's going to get busy and crowded again. So let's see, is Chocolate Man's here? Did he hear me talking about his microphone? Ah, he is. Hey, James. Hey, I came to watch Flight Simulator. Yeah, exactly. I did. Just so you guys know, the last live stream we were talking about Flight Simulator. I wanted to get something to mess with. Well, I bought it yesterday, and you know what, James? I thought it came with all the planes and stuff. It only comes with the little trainer, this little Cessna, which I guess is all I really need. And then you've got to buy the other ones. So maybe I upgrade to another bundle or something afterwards. But I guess my understanding is if you want to do the fighter games, you do the simulator, learn everything about the little plane, and then you get another, fighter program or something. But anyway, I'll talk to you more about that. And he's saying hi to everybody. And I did order a joystick, and I think I got it's a cheap one. It's China. I looked it up on PNC 2119II or second generation, or anyway, it's a copy of one of the other ones. But all the stuff I seen on the internet is that people, I would say probably 80-something% said it was pretty good. So I'll try it because the stuff's expensive. It was $100, something like that, a little under. But the other ones, I mean, you could spend, if you wanted to get a yoke and that kind of crap, you could spend $1,000. I mean, it's expensive. There's Mark. Mark say, morning, Dave, and all in the chat. I mentioned quick pop in on the way to the new house. Cool. Sofa and internet coming in an hour. Very cool. Yeah, I think you said you were going to move in on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. So, I don't know, some people aren't interested in this. I tried to play the frickin' thing with my mouse and the keyboard. I couldn't even get through. I got through 2 training programs. I couldn't even keep the thing taxiing down the runway straight. So, it should be here today or tomorrow. It seems like it's going to be fairly quick. If I don't get it before the weekend, I probably won't get it until Monday. A racing simulator. I started a racing simulator about 8K. Yeah, I know, I bet. I'm not big on the Call of Duty and that kind of stuff. My son and all that when we were younger, I couldn't even play Zelda or whatever it was. I'd fall off the frickin', the bridge or whatever, walking. So, but the flight simulator I had messed with 10 years ago, maybe more, a little bit, and nothing ever since. But it should be fun. It'll be all right for me to play but I could see how you would get addicted to it. Let me go back and see did you want to? Okay, definitely. I didn't see that come in. I missed crap like that. So yeah, I definitely will. I'll let you know where we're going, what hotel we'll be at, or whatever. If you go to my email, send me a message, hi or whatever, and I'll get your email. That way I can send it to you in an email. Let's see. Sounds promising. What did I miss? Michael, I heard you're planning open up. The borders. Which borders? To Australia or what? Australia's open, right? I think. So anyway, so that's enough on the flight simulator. So James is going to bust my stones about the flight simulator. I don't think I'll probably ever get any good at it, but it'll be fun trying. But like I said, it wasn't too bad. Some of the other ones were like $150, $200 for just the joystick. This one came with a joystick and another one to throttle up, and it had 10 buttons on it. This one's got 15 buttons. So it'll probably take me 2 months just to figure out how to program the damn thing. Rock said, I used to maintain a real simulator and fly them. Cool. Those on the PC aren't much fun anymore. Yeah, I bet. I don't know. A lot of, my buddy who, I talked to him yesterday. I hadn't talked to him in a while. Up in Northern California, the one that got us into go-kart racing, me and my son, and I've known him forever. Anyway, he's big. He had a Bonanza. His mom was a bigwig in the FAA. His dad flew a helicopter for the police department in Los Angeles, and he did a bunch of acrobatics at like 80 before he passed. He used to take his little plane that now is, I think, Carl's son's, Alex. I think he got the little plane, but he used to do all sorts of stuff. I never got to go up with him. I wish I could have, but Carl said I'll have fun with it, so I will. I'm, it wouldn't be so bad. I'm in the middle of Surin. I haven't really met any foreigners here per se. One that lives up by the Elephant Village, a YouTuber actually, and but I only met him one time. Me and Nitnoy went up there on the scooter, and so my outlet is here, speaking English to everybody, and playing the game now. What did James say? Just don't tell your wife. Yeah, it's James's fault. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Now, I'm glad you reminded me, James. Yes, Dave. Okay, cool. I'll look for that T&W, and we'll definitely. I think we're going to spend 2 days there. I think we're going to go on a Friday. Her seminar is actually Saturday morning, so we'll come over to Udon for Saturday night and Sunday night, and we'll leave Monday afternoon, drive back, because I think it's about I want to say a 5-hour drive, I think. I can, James. If you want to come in, let me know. I'll put up the link. And I should put it up too, see if Brock wants to come in. Udon, Tani, Thailand. Yeah, Koida. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Jake's got it. And I don't know if you've got we want to kind of stay in a nice hotel, but not like, a stone's throw from the airport or something. If you've got any kind of suggestions on that, T&W, put them in that email, and I'll check those out, because we haven't booked a room yet. So you're there. You probably know better than me. Let me see. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee. I didn't see Tom. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So I'm waiting on that, and I'll probably do some kind of stupid short or something once I get me crashing into the side of a hill or something. I'll try to do something, but it should be fun. So hopefully they're going to be here at 9. Hopefully the 2 big giant sliders, the 2 windows, and the other stuff that we ordered from Taiwazadu will be here this morning. And I would imagine they'll probably he needs to do the tile, he needs to do the top where the sink and the cooktop's going to go. And I think we're going to do one of those step down deals, so the cooktop's kind of down 3 inches, 4 inches. I guess it's easier to work on. I don't know. But hopefully he'll get that. And like I said, I'm hoping that he's done pretty much by the end of the first week of right after we come back from Udon, 4th, 5th, 6th, something like that. I think it's the 4th. So the 6th or 7th, I'm hoping for him to be done with that. Then we'll start digging the pool and getting into that. And the biggest bummer about the pool for me anyway is my wife wants some jacuzzi jets, which means that I think I got to run another pump. I have to check into it because of the plumbing and stuff. And the actual air deal, I don't have it on my pool filter that I converted for the koi pond that I changed to go reverse, that I got the plastic in. It would be nice to have hooked up an air deal. They wanted 10,000 baht for a blower. So I got to check out, and I'll check one of the pool places in Surin and see how much they are. But I'm going to need one of those for the one or two jacuzzi jets. She just wants it to bubble. I'm going, all right. Happy wife, happy life thing. I don't know. I'll do it. Hey, Dowlow. Everybody's saying hello. So we'll start on that. Also, I should have a video on the Thai kitchen, a video on the plunge pool, and then a video on the pond, which will be long ones. So I'll have stuff in between. Probably do. We're going to have I kind of want to go and meet up with Chuck in Koh Chang, not actually in Koh Chang, but Kokut, the little island. We'll go for like maybe 4 days. My wife wants to go there. Like I said before, she only has so much time off. She works, so I don't have the ability to just take off like James and Joe and Chuck have. I wish, but I don't. So, but I'm hoping to make it there, and then of course we got the ride. I think it's going to be the middle of March. I'm guessing. I'm imagining Chuck and Joe will come up with that fairly soon. So I'll have some videos of that stuff and the normal stuff around here and coffee. Six days to go, Andy. Is that what you're saying? Very cool. And he's got to be getting a little excited. I'm sure he's been excited for a month, so he's getting close now. I know Brock will be excited if they ever let him loose there in Australia, and I guess he semi is. But what he told me, he could probably explain it better. I'll have him come on, but he's got to fly from where he's at to another part of Australia instead of just flying out and going, and it costs him like, a couple of $1,000 or something. It's expensive. And he has to do, I don't even think it's so much that as it is he has to do 2 14-day queues of some sort. So anyway, it's ridiculous is what it is. But I feel bad for everybody that's not here. People say, well, how can you do videos? And people want to know about Thailand even if they're not here. I know if I was in the United States, I'd want to know what's going on there. What am I looking forward to? How are things going to be? But again, I'm going to stand firm on my, my deal is if you come in here to retire, it's a no-brainer. I'd be on a plane. I wouldn't even be waiting. And now on February 1st, if the testing go, and I don't know if it's 100% for sure, but you have to test, and then 1 day in a hotel, and then 5 days later in a different hotel. It doesn't have to be the same one. You have to test again, and then you're free to go wherever you want. But you're free in between after the first one anyway. So I would think that would be better than the sandbox. The only thing, like I said before, and I kind of feel obligated to tell everybody that, make sure you check into everything, because if you come here with your family, there is a small percentage of a chance that you could test positive, or somebody on the plane could test positive, and your whole family needs to go in, and it costs you a ton of money and whatever. Like I said, if I had me, my wife, and a family, and 2 kids or whatever, I probably wouldn't come. If it was just me and my wife, I probably would talk to her and decide whether we wanted to come or not. If it was me, I would just come, for the 2-3 week vacation. But like I said, if you're coming here to check out for 3 or 6 months on actually retiring here, I think it's a no-brainer. But I think I've knocked that enough. What did I miss here? What is James saying? Rate back over 33. Make those transfers. You want me to put the deal up? Is that what it is? Let me put the invite thing. I know I get rambling, and sometimes I miss stuff. So let me put this in. There you go. And if Brock wants to come on, or James can come on, and it's been half hour. So Jane hit the like 5. Yeah, So anyway, that's my beliefs. Everybody that watches this channel knows what I think about that. I think Thailand's the best thing in the world. So, like I said, if you're coming here to check out for 3 to 6 months, and you're a single person, doesn't have to be a man, a lady too, I would do it. And if they don't come through, I don't know if it's 100% on the test and go yet. I think it's pretty close. I think they have to advertise it in something, paper or something. Anyway, I'm not too familiar. That's why I always say make sure you check with the government. Then you can always go to the sandbox. I would go to the sandbox. But if they have the test and go, I'd probably go with the test and go. But up to you. Yeah, so that's what I would do. And like I said, just, people aren't stupid. I know you're not stupid. So, check into it and just look at all the possibilities that could happen. And when you get here and it does happen, don't say, oh, what a crappy deal this is. I hate Thailand, and Thailand's the worst thing in the world, and this is the worst thing in the world, and blah, blah, blah. Because, like I said before, if you decide to go to any country and you test positive getting off that plane, even if you're going to the United States, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, great, thank God you tested positive. Get out there and visit wherever you want to go. I just can't see it happening. So you're taking a chance if you're traveling anywhere, as far as I'm concerned, during these times. It's just something you have to deal with. If you want to stay at home and live in your house and not move and not go around, if that's what you want out of life during this period, then that's fine. That's your decision. And nothing wrong with that. It wouldn't be my decision. I didn't come to Thailand. I want to travel. And even if this is still going on, I'm going on the bike deal, unless they tell me you cannot, go from one place to the other, I'm going. So, and when we went, there wasn't any problem. We didn't get stopped once, and even asked for nothing. So maybe this time we might. I don't know. I know the hotels and some of them, they want to see all the stuff. But I've got my little book that I got from, what do they call that? A passport, vaccine passport. So I've got that, and I've got the other copy of it. Okay, Cobus has got to go. A bit busy today. All right, Cobus, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. But, I'm not going to let it stop me or going through Koh Chang and to the island. We might stay one day there. But you know what it is? They're going to go during the week. That's the hardest part. That's the hardest time for me to go with her, because I could take off a Friday and a Monday, and I get kind of a 4-day vacation for only 2 days of her vacation time. So it makes more sense on the weekend. So I think Chuck said that they're going to be on the little island on the weekend. So it'll be better. He'll let me know. Let's see what David says. The worst is behind us. Yeah, I believe so too, David. The world is not talking about COVID. And it's, yeah, in World War III. Yeah, no shit, right? There's other things to worry about. I know they did say there's 10 cases of some new variant of the Omicron or whatever the hell it's called. But I haven't heard anything. Like I said, the only thing I want to see, I don't care if there's 1 million infections. If 10 people died in a month in Thailand, and they let me know what they died of, not COVID, they died with COVID, but how old were they, and what underlying conditions did they have, I'm happy with that. People are going to die. It's just the way it goes. And they're going to die if they have all those underlying conditions, whether they have the flu or a cold or, stumble and break a hip. I mean, so that's what I would want to know. Don't care about how many there are, just how many people have passed, and that's it with me. John. We'll be over in late March. Cool, 2 years. We haven't seen family and friends to us. Yeah, I believe so. Like in your case, you want to come and see family. Because it's the same thing with me getting back to the U.S. Although I won't go back to the U.S. unless I'm absolutely positive I can get back into Thailand. But I'm probably thinking the same thing. March, April. I'll be going on the bike ride in March. So April or May maybe. But I haven't been back there in 2.5 years. So I want to see my mom. I just talked to her this morning on the phone. She's doing okay. And see my friends and the rest of my family. So, hey Martin, how you doing? Dave, did you get the joke about the name? Yeah, I did actually. I did get it. It was good too. I know that Tommy deleted a couple of comments, and one of them was yours, I think, and one of them was Black Sheep's. Anyway, so I had yeah. Actually, it's a good name as far as I'm concerned. Although my wife said she has a name in Thai, and I think it means lotus flower or something like that, or orchid, something like that. So I guess the cat has a name. I call the cat Cat, and it seems to come. But I probably should be calling the cat its Thai name. Well, we have some here. They're all over Thailand. The thing you have to, it's when you're going to the beach. We got the sand fleas. We got, it's pretty much the same in any, I think in any climate like this. Like I said, it was the same way in Costa Rica. And when you have the humidity and all that kind of stuff, it seems to, you seem to get that stuff. But I know that Chuck had verified with me too. The coconut oil on your legs and stuff when you go to the beach, the fleas stay away from that. And he said he had told me, he said, I always wondered why the Thai people were selling the little tiny bottles of coconut oil. And he said it's for that reason, to put on. Some people will use it for tanning, I guess, but not Thai people, obviously. But here it's not too bad with moving water. Any kind of stagnated water that you have around your land or whatever, you're going to have more. They seem to leave me alone. I don't know. When I came, I brought a bunch of off and stuff like that. Of course, the kids and my wife and my in-law, they all took all that stuff because it's real expensive here in Thailand. And they got some sprays for bugs, but over at the other house, we got them a little bit because we had a little bit of stagnated water. My mother and my wife would water all those roses and everything all the time, and here we've got the runoff situation is very good, so I don't think I'm going to have any stagnated water. So I'm going to say it's okay. I'm not. They don't come after me. Maybe I got bad blood. I don't know. Call the cat meow in Thailand. Okay, Joe. So anyway, I don't think it's horribly bad. I have gotten bitten before, but I don't know. They kind of, like I said, they kind of leave me alone. I don't know. Where was the link? Did I miss anything, guys? If I did, let me know. Going gray. Jake's here. Let's let Jake in. Hey, Jake. How you doing? Anyway, I think I'm caught up on the deal. There he is. You were hiding.
I was just I was making sure I was muting the YouTube side of things, so I wasn't getting the. That's really weird when you run the YouTube and the StreamYard, you get the. I don't know, the echo, the reverb, whatever you want to call it.
When I have this down below me, and I watch YouTube on that, and I always I'm pretty good about it lately, but sometimes I'll leave the volume up as it's going through the intro, and then when it comes out, I have to turn it down. But I usually remember now.
I am hearing your line notifications come through on your.
Are you?
Yeah.
Those are my.
If they're not yours, they must be mine. But
it's probably
basically both the same.
I heard there's a way to do that. Mitch had told me. Let me see if I remember. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I've silenced it. Now, so if they come up again, when they come up, I'll ask you if you heard it.
I just hear it like in the background. I don't hear it like in the foreground. I hear it in the background. I
think what it is you're actually hearing it from my computer through this microphone.
Maybe. I think that's it. Yeah. Or your phone or something.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see. What is going saying? Vitamin B helps. Andy's saying not getting bit. I didn't know that. Thanks, Andy.
Helps with what? What are we
With
talking about?
mosquito bites, with
Oh,
them biting you. Interesting. I watched Chuck's video today. He visited a hotel by the river, and I immediately thought of all the mosquitoes. Yeah, exactly. That looked like a really nice hotel too. If you guys haven't seen Chuck's video yet, I would definitely suggest watching that.
no,
It looked like a real nice place.
tonight's a school night, Dave, so I'm going to have to duck early. So that's why I
Okay.
jumped on here just to say hi and to get a little conversation in the conversation side of things. But yeah, the Thai national bird is the mosquito. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
God, especially in rural areas. I mean, you're in Surin. My wife's from Piscinoak. I mean, God, the mosquitoes in some of those places are they're
yeah. It
insane,
hasn't been
really.
it hasn't been too bad here. And I like I said, I think I talked about it in one of the other videos. My cousin lives in or has a winter place in Florida, and I was looking, and the land was cheap and everything, but every pool had this screen around it, and I asked him about that, and he told me it was because of mosquitoes. And I guess in certain areas in Florida, they can be thick as thieves around there, from what I
Where
understand.
where where was he?
He's on
Do
the
you remember?
intercoastal on the Atlantic side. I don't know. I'm so horrible. Looking at Florida going down towards the Keys on the left hand side, which I'm backwards here. On the left
Okay, if
hand
he's
side.
on the left-hand side down near the Keys, that's Flamingo area, and Flamingo is the worst place in the United States for mosquitoes, by the way.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
it's
know.
it's 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 legendary for the like there are people who've written books about it since the 1800s of
Oh,
how
really?
bad the mosquitoes are in Flamingo.
Yeah.
They're just horrible.
When he moved down that area, I started looking because at that time I was. Well, this is probably. It was a long time ago. It was before 15 years ago.
Yep.
Before I retired, and I was looking, and the places were really reasonable. Now, not on the intercoastal, but in at some of the areas there, you get a nice house with a pool. Of course, they completely enclosed, 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom, 3 bath on a decent side of the property, backed up to one of the areas that you could keep a boat and get out to the ocean on. I don't
Yep.
know what you call that or whatever. 100,
Intercoastal
yeah,
canal or
100,
something. Yeah.
$150,000. Back then they're probably a lot more now, I'm sure. But I mean, it wasn't a fancy mansion or anything, but a nice little house that you could keep a boat and you can go out and fish. And so I'd thought about maybe making that because our original plan before my wife passed away and before my cousin passed away and got sick, we were gonna get a diesel pusher. I had the big metal building built, 30 by 60 with 18-foot eaves. I was going to park it in there, and then we were going to come place like 6 months of the year during the summer, tour the United States, come back, and then 6 months a year go to Thailand, go to Costa Rica, go to Panama, go to Cambodia, wherever we wanted to go for six
Right.
months
Right.
until we found a place that we really wanted to retire, which I would have came to Thailand and said, okay, that's it. And Thailand was going to be our first place. That's why when she passed, I just said, I'm going to go anyway. So I took off
Good.
and went. But I was thinking about changing from, Central California to Florida. They've got a lot of nice places. Also, I looked at the retirement places where they build the big giant garages next to the house, and you have 3 golf courses, and yeah, that was pretty inviting to
Y-
me. And those were reasonable. Again, I don't know what they are now, but 15
Well,
years ago they were
they're still
reasonable.
reasonable compared to what you'd pay for an apartment in San Francisco.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's all
So
relative.
that's why it's all relative, right? That's why we've
Right, yeah,
got so many people moving here. But I mean,
yeah,
to your point, this is why some Kit, my wife and I, you know, she and I were talking again. We talk all the time about this about when I retire. She goes, my real name's Chris. She's like, Chris, can we just Do you think this is the time of the year that we could like be in Thailand because it's so freaking cold here? Now, so freaking cold is, you know, 65
70. Yeah,
degrees
yeah,
or
no,
60
70.
degrees.
Mine's at 70.
You know,
70 is freezing.
it just keeps getting colder and colder, and she just doesn't like it. And I don't like it either. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. If you want that to be the time that we start basically looking a little before high season, October, November time frame, and do like 3 or 4 months, and then come back here when it's stuff's warming up here again in late February or early March. I'm
Now,
I'm good with that.
when are you gonna, or when are you planning on retiring? Or what's your
January of next year, a year from now, Dave,
a
basically.
year? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen Bruce is here. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? He said, "What? First couple of years they ate me alive, but after living here now, I must have." Yeah, it's probably the chilies, because that's the biggest change I think. Me is the food that I'm eating coming here.
Well,
They're
is Bruce
43.
in Thailand or is
Yeah,
he in
Bruce was,
Florida? Oh, okay.
and he started a YouTube channel with his wife, and they went on the motorcycle ride with us. He was one of the
Oh,
guys on
oh,
the
that Bruce.
motorcycle ride. Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, because it's got to have something to do with some of the food because pretty much all my life in the States anyway, they pretty much take a beeline towards me and do it. When I moved up to the
It's
higher elevations above in the high Sierras, there wasn't any mosquitoes or very few, and there wasn't any. It was really weird at a certain altitude. The fleas on the dogs when we had at our house, I never had a problem with fleas.
I
So I guess it
Dave, I
must have
think
been
there's
kind of
something like
seasonal.
after a month or so, like where your body is you've eaten enough local food and everything where now you're not smelling like a Westerner.
That
And,
could be
and
too.
I think that it takes about a month or five weeks or 6 weeks, and I think that they can't tell the difference after that. But I never go that long, So whenever I show up, it's like, oh look,
Well,
sweet blood.
now,
Arr.
so your plan. I know that you have your mother. You got your parents to worry about,
My mother.
but yeah, your mother. So if you're when you come in, let's say you decide to come in whenever in after January after you retire, are you coming here for good? Or are you still going to split it up between?
No, it's a like a we call it snowbirding, right? So
Right, right,
like
right,
how people live in Wisconsin and in Florida and they snowbird between the two. Well, for us, we love warm weather so much. Our snowbird will be, when it gets to November, December time frame, let's jet over to Thailand for 3, 4 months
I
type
see.
of
So
thing.
so you're going to kind of split it up between
Yeah,
back and forth.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Like
That's
I said,
that's
that's what we
that's
were
the
going to do.
plan. That's the plan, Dave. I mean,
Yeah,
we're blessed to have that option. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
now,
wrong with that either.
if I had no more ties here, the funny thing is I have a lot of friends here, so I
Right,
really don't want to give that up. I don't want to
right.
give up my friends, and I don't want to give up. As a lot of you guys know, I'm a big Florida Gator football fan. I don't want to give up going to those games for a few months out of the year. These are the things that I gave up in my military career that I don't want to
Right.
give up now. I want to be
And
part
I
of
don't
those
think,
things.
yeah, I think it would be fine. Like your wife, I think she's going to be excited to be able to come for 4 months. My personal opinion, I think she's
Oh
going to be a
yeah,
little excited. Yeah.
you
So
know
so
her a
and
little bit, Dave. You know
yeah, we'll
she's
see. Like with me, with my jonesing for seeing my grandkids, which I still haven't seen my one granddaughter. She just had a birthday, and she was born when I had that tube down my throat in the hospital. So I've seen her on FaceTime, but I haven't seen her blood right in front of me, and I want to do that. But my original plan was 4 months here, 3 months here actually, because I was on just the tourist visa. But now 4 months here, and then 2 to 3 weeks back in the states. And once everything gets back to normal, that's what I'm going to do. Even if I have the YouTube and whatever it is, I'll take it with me for the 2 or 3 weeks and show what my life was in California, and then come back every 2 times. What would that be? 3 times a year, something like that. Whatever it is. Of quarterly or whatever, or not quarterly. That would be 4, right? So anyway, whatever it is, every 4 months is what I'd like to. That was my original plan. And when I first got here, that's what I did. 3 months, and then,
Right.
like I told you before, my mom's house is almost a stone's throw from the Thai embassy in L.A. So I would go there in the morning. If you dropped it off in the morning, you could pick it up at 3 in the afternoon that same
Sure.
day, and I was off and running, back on a plane and back to Thailand. But because I've got a special, seasonings that I buy, chili or sesame seed oil when I eat raw tuna and salmon and stuff. I like, and I haven't been able to get that in 2.5 years. So I'm looking to go, but that takes care of my Jones, and maybe it'll help your wife if she knows that every year we're going to go for 2, 3, 4, 5 months until we want to come back and watch football.
I'll tell you,
Hey,
she's
James.
almost to the point where she would be just fine staying overseas for a year or something. She's almost to that point.
Yeah. Question for
Um,
you, Jake. Will you live in? Yeah.
so
You gonna
so
live?
here's the thing, David. If you think about Chuck and Paige, if you subscribe to their channel and you understand No Time to Be Sad, um, my wife and I have discussed the opportunity of using the family home that my wife owns in Piscinoke as sort of our hub, right? So we're not going to be there that all the time, but it's a place where we can keep stuff, do things, and it's a hub from which we can go to other places. So that's sort of what we're thinking right now, is that the house in Piscinoke will be that way, and it's not in the city. It's in a village outside of Piscinoke, about 20 minutes or so, near the Naresuan University. So it's in a great location. I may even be able to teach at Naresuan University part time. So a lot of good opportunities there by us
Very cool.
making that a hub for us.
That'd be
Thank you
cool.
for
Yeah,
the question.
that's what I'm. Like I said, I don't have the ability to travel like James, like I said, and Chuck and Joe. I just don't have that ability. I have to cut mine into small ones. Like I said, she could take off 2 days. I think she gets 3 weeks, 3 weeks a year, and then of course they have some weird Socron. She gets 3 days off, and because she's working for the government, she gets
Right.
all sorts of days off. So we can schedule longer ones around those dates. So I do get some, but most of my stuff is only going to be 4-day deals. But anyway, I think. Hey, John, how you doing? He's leaving. I think I'm going to end. It's been an hour. I just heard. I could hear back behind that they're here to work on the Thai kitchen. So
All
I'm going to
right.
go and get them started. It was a great. Thanks everybody for coming in. Et, Tommy J, Robert Mack, Going Grays, Joe, David. Thank you guys. And if I missed anybody, let's see. Did I miss anybody? And Jake, of course. Andy, if he's still here. T
Whatever.
and W. I'll look at that email when I get off here before I go outside, and I will. I will let. Do you want to say goodbye, Jake? You can say
Well,
goodbye.
this is a really good, decent conversation. We didn't run it too long into the evening, and so thanks for the opportunity, Dave, because it's nice to talk
Anytime.
to everybody here and, and
Anytime.
and find out
You're
what's
more than
going
welcome.
on. So
All right.
thanks,
All
appreciate it.
right, guys. I will catch you on the next one, and I'll do Richard's travel. Maybe I'll do this real quick just for Richard. I'll get another copyright strike,
Oh,
and
by the way, hello, Richard's mom.
yeah, there you go. So on
Love
the
Richard's
outro,
mom.
that of course, like I said before, Richard did the intros and the outros for me. He's a great guy. I hope he comes back very soon, and I will I will catch you guys on the next one.